This is Perfect English Practice Podcast.
I'm Chris.
Hi, and I'm Sue. And let's be honest, there's something that keeps us really glued to the TV most nights. It's the soaps. So, first of all, we're going to find out what the soaps are and why we like them. So, are we addicted? Are we like emotionally invested in them? Or is it that we just want to watch, I'm going to say, Phil Mitchell's latest meltdown?
Or Ken Barlow's 500th comeback. Either way, we're here to break it all down. And today, we're also giving a shout out to the great British radio soaps because it's not just TV that has us hooked.
Right. So just before we begin, Chris, what is a soap? Can you define a soap?
It seems to be, I'll just go from the UK sort of soaps, the British soaps. They all tend to be based around a community. People living in a community which centres on a pub very often, and sometimes a cafe. And, well, today they're sort of changing a little bit. Before they were just about people gossiping and, you know, the general affairs. But a lot of them are actually really sort of going at it and really addressing some social issues in a way that people can understand them a bit better, I guess.
Absolutely. And can you just go back to why are they called soaps?
Well, I think it was because especially in America, they were actually sponsored by soap powder brands.
That's right. And I think they were on in the afternoon, these TV shows and the commercials or the adverts, as we might say, they were for soap powders because I suppose it was women being at home in the afternoon watching them, and we call them the soaps.
Yep.
And as you say, they're all set in like local areas, all around a pub, and they have lots of episodes every week. So we get a bit hooked to it. Now we've got favourite soaps. What is your favourite soap?
Mine is, the only one that I watch is EastEnders.
This is the British thing. What's
based in London, the East End of London.
What's the story?
Well, what is the story? The story goes back to like the 80s, I think, based around a place called Albert Square, which is in a borough of Walford, which doesn't exist. And it's just about the lives of everyday folk in this square. But it has always, in fact, it always has addressed social issues.
Absolutely right. And I'm going to ask you, well, tell me some of the social issues that it's addressed, because it's really quite cutting edge at some point.
Yeah. Abuse, rape, alcoholism, drug use, you name it.
Yeah, and also back in, I'm going to say 1989, so that in the last century, I'm looking here, it says it was the first ever gay kiss.
Yeah, it was Colin and Barry, if I remember rightly.
Goodness me,
was it?
You know all this.
Yeah.
You know all
you
this.
You told me.
Yeah. And so
yeah, I mean, because you didn't really see gay people on TV anyway. So that it was quite cutting edge at the time.
It was. And how many years has EastEnders been going on TV?
40 years.
Okay, well, my favourite soap, it's been going longer.
Mm-hmm.
And my favourite soap is called Coronation Street.
Okay.
And it was first on TV in 1960.
Mm-hmm.
And we are now
65 years old.
Yeah. And I remember, I think it was on TV 3 times a week. Well, I'm from further north in the UK than you.
Yeah.
So it was kind of where we were from, if you like.
Yeah.
And
it seemed too miserable to me.
They're very miserable. But the thing about British soaps, they are miserable, but they're also quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
Where when you think about American soaps, the drama's always in the boardroom or whatever. Where the British soaps, there's always an element of humour.
Yeah.
And there's characters that we like to laugh at, and they're like everyday people.
Well, there's the Australian soap as well, Neighbours, which is based around a cafe.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So there's always that sort of, place which assembles people where they go, drop in or whatever, and everything happens. But I mean, it's really about the formula, isn't it? I mean, it's the everyday drama, the characters we feel like we've known forever, and the fact that stories never really end. I mean, it sort of goes on. but they can come back. And unlike your fancy American dramas that have a neat little season finales, soaps just keep on going.
Yeah, but they do have people like lost brothers and sisters and everything like that. And um, so tell me, what are the big moments? Especially EastEnders is pretty famous for this. What happened? What are the big moments in the soap operas that you like?
Well, I mean, a lot of them happen around Christmas
Oh yeah,
and New Year, and they build up to two big finales. Quite a lot of the characters have died, but some of them actually come back from
it's
the dead.
marvelous. It's marvelous.
There was one called Dirty Den.
Oh yes.
And Dirty Den, which you'll probably speak about later, he actually died, and then he sort of came back from a canal. But I think the same thing happened I don't know if we call it a soap, but in the American Dallas.
Yes.
Yeah, there was one guy that was shot and whatever, and
I
then
forget his name. Yeah,
Bobby was
yeah,
Bobby Ewing.
Yeah, but that was a dream in the end or something.
It was weird.
Yes,
yeah.
but you're talking about Dirty Den. My goodness me, that was like big TV.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember how many people watched that episode?
Do I remember? Did I know? I
Yeah,
never knew.
yeah,
but
yeah.
Probably millions.
Yeah, I haven't got
7 million.
I haven't got the numbers on that, but it was like massive. So in the UK, they're really good at that. Well, people love soaps, but Chris? Why do you think that we like the soaps so much? Why do you? Is it because we get attached to the characters?
You do get attached to the characters. You think you know them. They're generally they're believable characters as well. So you just want to know what's going to happen. Really, they keep you on tenterhooks a little bit.
Yeah,
especially at the Christmas special. And then they have lots of spoilers and false spoilers, and they build up to this thing. And you know that the thing in EastEnders is that there's going to be a new character in EastEnders because a taxi turns up in the square just before the end of one of the episodes, and you see 2 feet get out of this taxi, and that's all you see.
Yes. So there's always a bit of a cliffhanger, isn't there?
There's a cliffhanger. The funny thing is that generally the new people that come in, at the beginning you hate them. It's really weird.
Do you?
But I think it's the way it's written, is you don't like these people. I mean, because we become part of this soap opera, they are sort of outsiders. They're intruders. They shouldn't be there, know?
Yes.
So we're really into it.
Yes. It's amazing, isn't it, how these soap operas, they're part of the British culture. They really are. So we've said yours is EastEnders, mine is Coronation Street, as Corro as we call it. But also on the
Corrie, you call it.
Do I call it? We call it Corro.
Do you?
Yeah.
Everybody I've just called it Corrie.
Oh no.
But anyway.
We call it Corro. But also on the radio, there has been a big soap opera called The Archers.
Yeah.
I think it's on 10 minutes a day, every day. On Sunday, it's the kind of summary of it, or it's been going on for decades.
Yeah, and it's always seemed to be a bit of sort of Englandshire, Little England. But in fact, there was one storyline that I remember about Rob and Helen about domestic abuse.
Yeah.
And it was quite difficult to listen to. But then that sort of changed from this very cozy sort of Middle England type of stuff to actually they've even started addressing these problems because they obviously.
Because I remember with The Archers when I used to listen to it back in like the 1980s when I was at university, we used to love The Archers. It's about a farming community.
Yeah.
So a long way from the East End of London or the north of England.
Yeah.
And I remember the big storylines were, who's made the pickled onions and they weren't very good and all, it was a real everyday scandals like that. And then, as you say, it got into, I think it copied the EastEnders style.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, most of the soaps are like background noise for British culture and for what's going on, really. And you sort of grow up with this and well, there's some nice familiarity about these pubs as well. You know, you feel like you're almost there.
Yeah.
You know what a pub's like. You go in and you meet people, etc.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's the characters, as you say, they're like extensions of our family or our friends or acquaintances. So very often between us, we say, "Oh, did you see what Stacey did the other day?"
did you?
And we know I've never. It's a character from EastEnders, but we kind of gossip about. It's harmless
Well,
gossip.
actually, the tabloids are filled with it as well because you know it almost seems that these people are real people, and you know you pick up if you pick up a tabloid newspaper, you could have on the front page, even when there's war going on everywhere, something about EastEnders or Coronation Street.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But it's an interesting question, isn't it? Why are the British so emotionally invested into soap operas? It's a little bit of a mystery, but I think we've mainly answered it that it's been going for so long and we get attached to the characters. We see their weddings, we see their funerals, we see the birth of their children, and now often the murders
Yeah.
as well.
I mean, the thing is, I think they're all evolving, the soap operas. The storylines are a lot more diverse than they used to be. They didn't like to tackle these things. And in fact, right up until EastEnders came along, they didn't tackle them. You know, it would have been somebody had stolen somebody's laundry or something like this.
Yes, yes.
I don't know, there was a strike in a factory or something like this. But the storylines that we have and the real life issues, it's really it's quite gritty, in fact, sometimes. And some of them, the episodes get trending on Twitter, on TikTok, like I said, in national newspapers. It's pretty amazing. And there are lots and lots of spoiler sites as well. Whether they've got inside information, we don't know. But a lot of people, which is a bit weird, really. I mean, we sort of like these things because they keep us, hanging on. And then other people just want to find out what's going on. It's a bit weird. It's a bit like reading a book and reading the last page or whatever.
Reading the last page.
Yeah.
But so what about for language learners? Do you think these soaps are a good way to...
Yeah.
Why? I was going to say exactly that as well. Why are they not a good way to learn English
Well, I
or
think-
to practice English? Or
Well, if you take the two that you mentioned, okay, we'll leave the radio one off, but the two that you mentioned, one's in the north of England with quite a strong dialect of Manchester. The other one, EastEnders, is in the East End of London with a very strong dialect. You also get a lot of emotion. People are excited, afraid, or whatever, or they're angry. So they tend to speak faster than they normally would. And the accent comes out so strongly. A lot of slang is used, a lot of northern slang, a lot of East End of London slang. So really, I don't think it's really a great thing for language learners, but that's my opinion.
well, I think for the people who are starting out, absolutely not. But for people who are quite well established with their language learning, maybe they could try a few episodes. Are they on YouTube or something?
I suppose
Just to get a feel for it.
Well, the thing is, if it depends what their objective is. If they're going to go to try and understand this stuff, forget it, because you're not going to. But if you're going to go to sort of be a spectator, if you like, and just try and follow what's happening, sort of globally, why not? Yeah, but they won't understand it. So the idea is not to be frustrated by something which is well above your limits anyway.
Yeah. But I think it's important to know that these soap operas are very much part of the British culture.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Everybody watches them.
Yeah, I mean, if I mentioned like Dot Cotton,
Yeah. Oh, she's my favourite.
there you go. Well, it's probably an old one, but Ina Sharples,
Oh, even older. What my other favourite?
Albert Tatlock, and
Oh,
people like this.
yes.
We know who these people are. Phil Mitchell, and you could say to somebody, "You look like Phil Mitchell," and that would mean that the person is bald and probably a bit of a bear or whatever.
Yes.
But
yes.
so they know them.
It does create community, doesn't it?
No, exactly. It does. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Anyway, I think we've done the tour of that, and I imagine you'll be watching a bit of EastEnders tonight,
I
Chris.
definitely will. It's on from Monday to Thursday. Unfortunately, that's all. There's only 4. It should be like 24 hours, really. But, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what I would say is never trust a soap star that leaves town in a taxi.